What is going on, Star Wars fans, and welcome to another Star Wars here with your host, as always, K-Mac Time. And today's video is sponsored by Jedi Amino, which is an amazing app just for Star Wars fans. As you guys can see here, it is full of cool Star Wars content, everything from articles, discussion, custom art, fan theories, and so much more. It is available in the App Store and the Android Store. You guys can join the community-based chat room to discuss everything and anything Star Wars. I also have a profile over there where I post exclusive content a few times a week, so make sure you guys download the Jedi Amino app, like I said, on iPhone and Android. Check out some of the awesome Star Wars content I've been writing over there. Also, I just released a brand new poll over there, so you guys want to go over there and vote on that. It'd be greatly appreciated. Link in the description, like I said, down below. App is very cool. Super excited to work with them. Very cool app, very cool people over there, and I'm loving the app, absolutely loving it. But anyway, let's jump into today's theory. And there are going to be spoilers in this video, so just a heads up right now. You guys have not seen the movie. There are spoilers, but anyway, let's move on. Now, as we all know, Star Wars Rogue One was by far the darkest Star Wars movie to date. Killing off the entire main cast is something that I never thought Disney would allow. It's just something that Disney would do. It's not kid-friendly. Plus, it limits these new characters to just one movie, which means less toys, less merchandise, less money for Disney, which I didn't think they would go. In an interview, the director, Gareth Edwards, confirmed in the original screenplay that the characters weren't going to be killed off, saying, quote, "In the very first version, they didn't die in the screenplay. It was assumed by all of us that we couldn't do that. They weren't just going to let us kill off all the characters. So I was trying to figure out how to make it end where that doesn't happen." However, the movie we ended up getting was less dark than what was originally rumored to have been shot. As we all know, the movie was delayed shortly to reshoot a handful of scenes because Disney thought it was too dark. Even though it still came out pretty heavy, I wonder what was cut from the film. What didn't we get to see? What was the original going to be like? Well, let's start by taking a look at the trailers we first saw before the reshoots happened back in last April. We saw a much different Jyn Erso. The Rebel Alliance didn't trust her so much that she was forced to wear handcuffs during her encounter with Mon Mothma on Yavin 4. They also dropped this amazing quote for reasons I don't know. This was such a cool clip.
This is a rebellion, isn't it? I rebel.
We also never got this scene with Saw Gerrera.
What will you do when they catch you? What will you do if they break you? If you continue to fight? What will you become?
Now, we have seen heroes fall to the dark side before in Star Wars, so Jyn could have originally been having similar temptations from the dark side, but it was cut out for one reason or another. Not too much behind that. It would have been a really cool scene to see that, but I guess we'll never know on that one. Another factor in the final version of the movie was the contract Disney gave Felicity Jones, the actress who plays Jyn Erso. The Hollywood Reporter recently posted an article that claims that her contract has a clause in it committing Disney to include her in at least one Star Wars sequel. This could be the real reasoning behind the reshoots. She may be in another spin-off in the future that would also have to take place sometimes before the events of Rogue One, maybe in some kind of small flashback of a Han Solo movie or a Darth Vader movie. We don't know anything about the next spin-off to be coming in, I believe, 2 or 3 years, whatever that is down the line. Apparently, she's going to be in it because her contract says so, unless they buy her out of it, which is a complete possibility as well. They could sell out of court, of course, for a huge amount of money, I would assume. But, you know, this movie making $1 billion shouldn't be that big of a deal. So we'll just have to wait and see on that. That could have played a factor into some of the reshoots, but what I think actually happened is if we take a look here at some of the footage from a behind-the-scenes video that was released a few months ago, we can see even more footage that was cut from the final cut of the movie. In particular, we see a scene with Jyn on the beaches of Scarif with a hard drive-looking device in her hands. Most likely, that is the hard drive that contains the plans for the Death Star. Could it be that this was what was being reshot, that they reimagined the ending of the movie because the ending of the movie might have been too dark? Yes, all the characters still die, but stick with me. Imagine this. Jin and a handful of her crew managed to escape with the plans after they had failed to start the uplink with the big satellite dish. The satellite dish that they used to beam, in the cut we got, they used the satellite dish to beam up the plans to the rebel fleet. They then had that whole scene at the end with the big space battle, but this could have been completely different. Imagine if they made it on board the rebel command ship and were about to upload the files to the rest of the rebellion when Darth Vader boards the ship. And instead of the scene where we saw Darth Vader absolutely destroying faceless rebel soldiers, he is then taking out actual main characters like Cassian or Baze Malbus, as Jin manages to get the files out of the door as she too is about to be killed by Darth Vader. That would have been the single darkest moment in Star Wars history. So dark that Disney probably last minute pulled the plug on it and settled for the scene that we finally got in movies, which is still dark. He kills all those people and the main character still dies, so the plot line is still intact, but we just don't get to see Darth Vader killing some of our people that we've made this emotional attachment to. You know, that we're going to be playing with toys of, that kids really cling to. We didn't get to see them be lightsabered in half. It's just these drones that get lightsabered in half, and we don't really care about that as much. Kind of takes away from the darkness a tad. It's still pretty dark, still pretty edgy, which I love about it, but I would have thought that if we see Jin, you know, struggling her arm to that door to pass on the files and then, you know, escaped with Leia in the pod as we saw at the end, which goes to the next movie, which was awesome. That part was I think the last 3 minutes of the movie was, personally to me, the best part about the whole movie. But if that would have been Jin passing that on, I think it would have added to the epicness feeling of that ultimate sacrifice. Like, they got so close, they escaped, and then Darth Vader comes and takes it away from them. That would have been even better, in my opinion. But again, too dark for Disney. I can see why they take it down a notch, and I'm just glad that what we got was still dark and it wasn't Disney-fied completely. It was taken down a notch, but they didn't completely come in and you know, Mickey Mouse it. They still left it be what it was. Like I said, there's no proof that this is what was reshot. We don't really know about much of it. None of the information has come out yet. It might never come out. We might never know what was really going to happen in Rogue One. But what is clear is that many of the changes that were made to the final version, some of them are good, some of them bad. I don't really know just yet. But overall, I'm still very pleased with the movie that we got. I'm very pleased with the direction they took it, with the darkness, all the characters dying. I'm okay with that. I thought they did a great job. I thought that the movie was done particularly well, and I'm excited to see another spin-off. At first, I didn't really know if I would be into Star Wars spin-offs, but now I can see that Star Wars spin-offs can be some of the best Star Wars movies we've ever got. So I'm excited to see that in a couple of years when we get after Episode 8. They'll have another spin-off, of course. But anyway, that's all I have time for today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys did, make sure to hit that like button. It really helps out the channel when you guys hit that like button. Let's try to get to 500 likes. Also, feel free to subscribe for more Star Wars content in your sub boxes daily. Check out some of my previous Star Wars videos. Links in the description. Also, like I said in the very beginning, make sure to check out Jedi Amino app for the latest and greatest Star Wars news, articles, and updates. Links in the description to that as well. It's on Android and iPhone, iOS. But until next time, guys, remember, that's always KMAC time somewhere. Until then, take it easy and peace out.
When in John.